You know, we could all use some encouragement. And I've got some good news for you. Welcome to 5 Minutes with Mark. Greetings, friends. Welcome back to 5 Minutes with Mark. We're in the Gospel of Mark, chapter 14. We're picking up at verse 37. Remember, they're in the Garden of Gethsemane. Jesus is taking Peter, James, and John a little bit further in the garden. Said, wait here and watch. He's gone to pray. We pick up in verse 37. Then he came and found them sleeping and said to Peter, Simon, are you sleeping? Could you not watch 1 hour? Watch and pray, lest you enter into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. Again he went away and prayed and spoke the same words. And when he returned, he found them asleep again, for their eyes were heavy, and they did not know what to answer him. Then he came the third time and said to them, Are you still sleeping and resting? It is enough. The hour has come. Behold, the Son of Man is being betrayed into the hands of sinners. Rise, let us be going. See, my betrayer is at hand. Stop there. Wow. So, the most critical, emotional, spiritually draining, and challenging crisis of his life. His closest friends fall asleep. His closest friends fall asleep. Now, this is the same Peter who just said a little while ago, I'll die with you. There's no way I'm letting you down. Whatever it takes, I'm going through with it. He vehemently said, I will not fail. And the big challenge hasn't even come yet. This is a little challenge. Could you stay? Watch. Because Jesus was going to go make himself completely vulnerable, crying out to God, take this cup if there's any way. Father, I'm in distress. And there he is, Jesus, alone, crying out to God with the expectation that his friends are going to be there to make sure that no one disturbs him, that he has that moment that he desperately needs to prepare for what's coming. And they fall asleep. He gets up to go check on them, and they're leaned up against a tree, snoozing. He says, wake up, guys. Can't you watch for an hour? Give me an hour. Come on. He goes back and prays some more. He comes back. They're asleep again. Their eyes are heavy. Have you ever been there where you're just so tired? And it's easy, I think, for us to look at these guys and say, what a bunch of bungling idiots. What a bunch of losers they are. And yet they are in the most emotional and spiritually stressful thing in their lives too. Jesus is talking about dying. He's talking about being betrayed. They just gave him this bread and this cup. It's all very heavy, and their hearts are just weary. Their minds are just blown right now. They don't know what to think. What is going on right now? And in the middle of that emotional turmoil, they just shut down. They fall asleep. They don't even know what to say. When he comes the second time, it says they didn't know what to answer. We don't know. We tried. We tried to stay awake, but we couldn't. The third time he comes, and there they are asleep again. Are you still sleeping and resting? It's enough. It's enough. It's time. Get up. Time to go. My betrayer's at hand. Here they come. This is it. This is it. Can you imagine being one of these guys who's sitting there in the garden that night? Everything you thought was going to happen is not happening. You never dreamed that this was going to happen. Where you see Judas and a group of soldiers come marching into the garden. And Jesus, who a few hours ago was deeply distressed, and he's gone, and we see this this abrupt change in his personality. Did you catch that? He's praying to God. He's saying to his disciples with a hurt, can't you watch an hour? Why are you asleep, guys? And then the moment is there. The time of resolve has arrived. Because it's this point that I believe Jesus could have said, no, I'm going to take this into my own hands. Remember, he is God. He's able to do incredible things. I believe the disciples thought that this is the moment where he's fixing to say, all right, here I am. Let me show you who I really am. And begin kicking the Romans out and establishing himself on the throne of David. That's what they thought was going to happen. And that's not at all what is going to happen. They don't understand. He just said, they're gonna kill me. But when I raised up on the third day, I'm going before you into Galilee. What do you mean? It's enough. I think we're meant to see ourselves through the lens of these disciples. We are the ones who are on the ground sleeping. We are the ones who are failing. We are the ones who are stumbling. We are the ones who can't keep our eyes open long enough to be faithful to the Lord. We get distracted by life. We get busy. We have, sports and social media and church events and family and kids and grandkids and work and sleep. We do some of that, and we're very committed to our lives. And Jesus sometimes calls us to step apart and say, I need you to be focused on me. He needs us to be focused on the kingdom, not on the world, not on ourselves. Can't you turn the TV off for 1 hour? Can't you put the phone down for 1 hour? Can't you give me 1 hour? We struggle to give him 5 minutes, if we're really honest, out of our day, filled with self-serving, self-focused activities. Just like Peter, just like James and John. His betrayer is at hand, and he looks like me. See you next time. Hey friends, I sure hope you're enjoying this casual stroll through the Gospel of Mark. And if you'd like to know more about me and what I'm doing, check out my website, theeclecticmonk.com. There you'll find all kind of other stuff that I've been doing. And I really hope that you'll share this Bible study with the people around you. Till next time, God bless you. Yeah, so here's the thing. I really need some good audio quality. Video quality, it looks like me, so what are you going to do? Well, greetings, friends, and welcome back to 5 Minutes with Mark. We're going to pick up the story in the Gospel of Mark. We're in chapter 14. We're at verse 22. And then, as they were eating, and he took Peter, James, and John with him, and he began to be troubled and deeply distressed.